Some days arrive unannounced, slipping quietly into our lives when we least expect them. We plan, we prepare, we map the hours, yet the sweetest moments often bloom from a loose thread of intention unravelling into adventure. Today is one of those rare days, a gift that writes itself. The Chalice Well, nestled near the summit of the Chalice Hill beside Glastonbury Tor in Somerset, has been a place of pilgrimage for countless generations. Today, the natural spring and its surrounding gardens are lovingly cared for by the Chalice Well Trust. This ancient well, cradled in gardens of peace and beauty, has drawn pilgrim seekers and wanderers for thousands of years. Within this world peace garden, the sacred waters are said to flow with timeless vibration, carrying harmony and healing through the land. This is a place where all are welcome, whatever your path, faith, age or journey in life, to honour the living earth, to celebrate nature and to walk together in unity. This sanctuary is a place to remember our shared role as co-creators with all life, shaping a future of balance and peace upon our precious planet. The Chalice Well is steeped in mystery and sacred meaning. For centuries, it has been entwined with the legend of the Holy Grail and the blood of Christ. Its waters, tinted a deep reddish hue by natural iron deposits, have inspired tales of Joseph of Arimathea, who is said to have hidden the chalice of the Last Supper here. To many, the well is more than a spring. It is a symbol of life's eternal flow, of healing and renewal. Some see it as a threshold to the spirit world, a place where sacred geometry and divine feminine and the forces of nature converge in quiet harmony. Set within a quiet sunken garden stands the Lion Head Fountain, the only place where visitors may taste the spring water. As the cool iron-rich flow touches my lips, I marvel at the thought that it has journeyed through the depths of the earth for thousands of years before reaching this moment. The well's iconic lid was designed in 1919 by Frederick Bligh Bond. Crafted from wrought iron and oak, it bears the famous motif of two interlocking circles known in geometry as the Vesica Piscis, crossed by a sword. Bond believed these symbols represented the bleeding lance and the union of visible and invisible worlds. Fittingly, this piece of metalwork was the first created by British foundry after the First World War. The underside of the lid was added more recently by Hamish Miller, who reimagined the original design with a gentle variation. The sword's tip bent over to form a heart, a symbol of love woven into an ancient pattern. Each day at 12 and 3, visitors are invited to pause for a minute of silence and contemplation. This tradition began during the Second World War, introduced by Wellesley Tudor Pole, founder of the Chalice Well Trust. He believed deeply in the quiet power of collective stillness. He wrote, "There is no power on earth that can withstand the united cooperation on spiritual levels of men and women of goodwill everywhere. It is for this reason that the continued and widespread observance of the silent minute is of such vital importance in the interest of human welfare."
I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Cano. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own, on my own. I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty to enjoy on this road, but even so, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone.
This abbey is bound to legend in a way unmatched by any other in England. Since the Middle Ages, it has been revered as the earliest Christian foundation in Britain, its story entwined with Joseph of Arimathea, and hallowed further as the resting place of King Arthur.
Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own, on my own.
Glastonbury Tor rises as a solitary cone above the Somerset levels, crowned by the tower of St Michael's Church. For centuries it has been the beacon of myth and reverence, its slopes carrying echoes of both pagan ritual and Christian devotion, and its name entwined with the Arthurian legend and whispers of the underworld. The hill's curious terraces give it a form both natural and shaped by human hand, while its summit unveils sweeping views across the wide, unbroken landscape. I'd be lying if I said that the thought of squeezing Cheddar Gorge into the day hadn't crossed my mind, though I doubted we'd leave Glastonbury as early as we did. After the essential stop for a little shopping, because no trip there feels complete without it, I floated the idea of Cheddar Gorge. My suggestion was met with a few shrugs, some weary groans, and a reluctant okay. But then we arrived. In a heartbeat, the reluctance was replaced with wonder. Cheddar Gorge rose before us, majestic and commanding, its presence impossible to ignore. The cliffs, sculpted over countless centuries, stood as solemn guardians of time. It felt as though Mother Earth herself had revealed another of her masterpieces, wild, breathtaking and unforgettable in its beauty. Cheddar Gorge cuts through the Mendip Hills in a dramatic sweep of limestone, its cliffs and caverns steeped in ancient memory. Long ago, an underground river carved the great chambers where stalactites drip like frozen time and stone columns rise as though through holding up the earth itself. From these depths came Cheddar Man, Britain's oldest complete skeleton, laid to rest some 9,000 years ago, with even older traces reaching back to a fading shadow of the Ice Age. More than a landscape, the gorge is a threshold, a place where the land remembers, where nature and ancestry meet, and where the sacred weight of time lingers in silence. As we climbed once more from the gorge, a fresh adventure unfurled before us. Bath lay not far, its Roman baths waiting in quiet majesty, and truth be told, the ancient sanctuary of stone and steam was the crown of our journey. Once this ground was hallowed a sanctuary of steam and stone, where Roman souls sought healing and bent in reverence to Sulis Minerva, their prayers rising with the mist of the eternal springs, whose hot breath still flows today. Now, wanderers tread upon the very pavements Rome once knew, tracing the worn steps of devotion, pausing before the broken temple where the goddess lingers in memory. Within the museum's quiet halls, her glided bronze gaze endures, surrounded by relics of the world that refuses to fade. The Roman baths, among the best preserved thermae in Britain, stand in the city of Bath, Somerset. Around 60 to 70 AD, a temple was raised upon this site in the early years of Roman rule. Its presence drew life and devotion, giving rise to the settlement of Aqua Sulis, a town shaped by the sacred springs and the reverence that they inspired. The Roman baths endure through four treasures: the sacred spring ever-flowing, the Roman temple echoing devotion, and the Roman bathhouse steeped in history, and a museum, guardian of artefacts from the Aqua Sulis. Though the street-level facade belongs to the 19th century, the spirit of Rome lingers beneath. A beacon for travellers, it is a grand pump room, welcoming over 1.3 million souls each year. Visitors may wander through the ancient stones and explore the museum, yet the waters themselves remain untouchable, their sacred warmth preserved through the centuries. Legend tells that King Bullard, pre-Roman and bold, discovered these waters, building baths upon their gift. By the 18th century, his obscure tale was celebrated anew, a royal seal upon the healing spring, said to have cured both king and herd of leprosy through warmth, sacred mud. The name Sulis survived the Roman conquest, giving the town its Roman name, Aqua Sulis, or the Waters of Sulis. Between 60 and 70 AD, a temple was built, and over the next 3 centuries, the bathing complex gradually expanded. Roman engineers, possibly following the instructions of Emperor Claudius, drove oak piles into the marshy ground to stabilise the site and surround the spring with a stone chamber lined with lead. By the 2nd century, the baths were enclosed with a wooden barrel vaulted structure containing the caldarium, the hot bath, tepidarium, the lukewarm bath, and frigidarium, the cold bath. After the Romans withdrew from Britain in the early 5th century, the baths fell into disrepair, eventually succumbing to silting and flooding. With a slight detour on the way home, we managed to stop at a magical place and watch a magical sunset. And this is the ponies of the New Forests that roam free and wild.